All right, let's make some biscuits, y'all. We're gonna start with preheating our oven to 425. Here's a list of everything that you will need on the screen. You are gonna need your measuring cups and spoons. Optional are gonna be a pastry cutter and a dough scraper. If you do any kind of baking, I would highly recommend you grab these. They're super cheap and I use them all of the time in the kitchen. We're gonna add 2 cups of loose flour into our bowl, 5 teaspoons of baking powder into the bowl, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 to 2 tablespoons of sugar depending on how sweet you like your biscuits to be, about 2 teaspoons of salt. I always measure with my heart on salt. You're going to whisk together all of your dry ingredients. Then you're going to take 6 tablespoons of extremely cold butter. You can even pull this out of the freezer if you need to, and now you're going to grate it. This helps to incorporate it into your flour mixture a little bit better and helps give you those flaky biscuits. It should look like this when you're done. You're going to throw this into your flour mixture, and then we're going to take our pastry cutter and work it in. The consistency should be kind of like sand or crumbly at this point. Now I'm going to make a well with my hand, and I'm going to add in about 3/4 cup of very cold milk. We're going to go ahead and mix this up. Usually I end up using my hands. They're usually the best tool in the kitchen. I am then going to flour my board and get my dough onto there so I can start to work it. The key part to working your biscuit dough is that you just want to do a little bit at a time. You are not trying to over knead this, you're just pushing it together. I'm then going to take a pastry cutter and cut it into 4 different pieces and stack them on top of each other, and I'll repeat this process around 4 or 5 times. Again, you're not kneading, you're just pushing it down on each other. This is what's going to give you those good flaky layers in your biscuits. I'm then going to take my biscuit cutters. You can also use the mouth of a cup and just cut out all the biscuits that I need. If you have scrap pieces, you're just going to push them all on top of each other and go ahead and cut the rest of your biscuits out. While you're doing this step, you want to take that extra 2 tablespoons of butter you had on that stick, throw it in your pan, and put it in the oven to preheat. Now that we've got all of our biscuits cut out, I'm going to pull this pan out of the oven and I'm going to throw them in there to cook. You're going to cook these for 15 minutes total. I'm going to cook them for 13 minutes first, and then I'm going to brush them on the top with butter for the last 2 minutes. And there you have it. You made your first set of biscuits. I like to pair these with my homemade sausage gravy recipe, which you can find on my page. I hope you guys enjoy this as much as we did this morning.